माननीय श्री सुखेंदु शेखर राय जी।
धन्यवाद उपसभापति जी। While we are discussing with the Union Budget 2026, my mind goes back to ancient Indian philosopher who lived in 600 BC. His name was Charvaka, known as a non-believer, as he rejected the tenets of the Vedas and advocated for materialism as the means of which one lives in the world. One great slokas propagated by the Charvakas was Jabat Jibet, Sukhang Jibet, Rinang Kritva, Ghitang Pibet, meaning so long you live in happiness, take loan to consume ghee. Sir, then to me the functionaries of the government look like Charvakas, as it appears that the total government loan, including external debt, is estimated at rupees 200.53 lakh crores, which signifies the Amrit Kal. Sir, let me look quickly at a few words from budget, few points. There is no change in income tax slabs from the previous year, though it is claimed that India will very soon be the third economically developed country in the Committee of the Nations. Sir, 100% FDI has been allowed in the insurance sector of India, endangering the business being done by the nationalized insurance companies. Government has finalized for strategic sale of IDBI, which has 30.40% share of the government and 30.24% share of LIC. What will be the fate of other nationalized banks? I want to know from the government. Sir, tax holiday has been announced until 2047 to foreign companies in selected sectors. Further, the tax holiday for IFC units and offshore banking units, infamous as custodians of black money, has been increased from 10 to 20 years. Sir, in the name of ease of doing business, government has repealed between 24 and 25 1,562 laws to eliminate 40,000 compliance requirements. Why? We need proper explanation. Between the same period, over 3,700 legal provisions in different acts have been decriminalized, replacing imprisonment with monetary penalties. My question is, what about ease of living? How many enactments have been made by the government to combat the precarious, uncertain future being confronted by the vast army of unemployed youth in particular and other jobless citizens in general, keeping in view that Article 21 of the Constitution guarantees all citizens to live with human dignity. It is laughable that government has only assured to set up a high-power committee to look into prospects for education to employment and enterprise. Our experience is that committees and commissions mean mortuaries. In August 2019, the government introduced mandatory document identification number, DIN, relating to IT Income Tax Act. The Honorable Finance Minister publicly defended it, stating that communications without DIN would be thrown in the dustbin. But it has been done away with now. For the past few years, several amendments in Income Tax Act made in the recent past, in the years, and this year's finance bill proposes 87 amendments again. The government ought to have repealed the IT Act of 1961 and replace it with a new Income Tax Act. Sir, although a dedicated freight corridor has been announced in the budget to connect Surat to Dankuni in West Bengal, an earlier freight corridor announced by Ms. Mamata Banerjee as Railway Minister in 2012 from Jalandhar to Dankuni is yet to be completed. After 12 years of commissioning of the project, the end part of the route of only 163 kilometers from Andal to Dankuni was dropped, and the 375 kilometer stretch between Sonnagar in Bihar and Andal has not yet been completed. If this type of inordinate delay continues for decades together, I am afraid of completion of Surat to Dankuni freight corridor within next 5 years, as assured in the budget. Similar apprehensions arises about 20 new national waterways as announced in the budget. What about the completion of much touted Sagarmala projects? How many smart cities came into surface and how many unsmart cities remaining. The jute industry is reeling under unprecedented crisis as raw jute prices have surged from rupees 7,500 to over rupees 13,000 per quintal due to speculative. Sir, the jute industry is reeling under unprecedented crisis as raw jute prices have surged from rupees 7,500 to over rupees 13,000 per quintal due to speculative handling of approximately 25 to 30 lakh bales by intermediaries, as a result of which production in several jute mills came to a grinding halt, rendering nearly 1 lakh workmen jobless. Sir, the Honorable Finance Minister has placed for 3 kartavyas. Number 1 is to maintain sustaining economic growth. But IMF and World Bank have different growth projection for 2026. IMF growth projection for India is 7.3%, whereas World Bank has projected 6.3% only. The World Bank has also flagged weak domestic revenue mobilization, particularly in consumption and corporate taxes. This government is greasing the oily heads. Sir, experts note a big miss in the 22-6 budget regarding dedicated provisions for climate adaptation and long-term climate financing goals, which international bodies often advocate for as part of sustainable fiscal planning. It is a matter of great concern that the climatic condition of the entire country is going to be unbearable due to rise of unprecedented floods, frequent cyclones, and severe pollution all around. In the national capital region, Delhi government tried to create last year artificial rains, but the project was failed. Let the government find out how the first Indian Director General of the India Meteorological Department, Dr. Sudhanshu Kumar Banerjee, was 100% successful in the field of artificial rainmaking as long back as in 1952 in Calcutta, without any government funding and aircraft, but with indigenous hydrogen balloons. That was the first cloud seeding experiment in the country. Sir, the nexus of the government and the A company is reached large when Aravalli mountain range was started to be leasing out to the A company and maybe other crony capitalists to excavate minerals, including rare earth minerals, notwithstanding that this mountain range is one of the oldest in the world and covers 3 states in safeguarding ecological degradation. Similar is the case of the lonely planet, that is the Nicobar Island, when the same A company has reportedly received patronage for construction of port city. Let me, sir, now say a few words on the economic inequality. Top 10 super rich, top 1% super rich controls approximately 40% to 51.5% of the total national wealth. Top 10% rich owns about 65% to 66% of the total national wealth. 40% middle class holds roughly 23% of the national wealth. 50% poor bottom owns a very small fraction between 2.8% and 11% of national wealth. The top 10% holding 65% of wealth means that the remaining 90% of the population shares only about 30% of the wealth. Shame. Sir, with the introduction of insolvency and bankruptcy code, the bank fraudsters and willful defaulters have been favored with an exit route to shirk their loan liabilities. The NCLT is allowing even 40% to 98% haircut of the total dues in the resolution proceedings. The Chief Justice of India had commented in a case on 4th February 2026, and I quote, "Unfortunately, the insolvency and bankruptcy code is being misused. You get the company assets undervalued, then you indulge in a kind of an auction which is also planned. Friends or family come and buy. Valuation of the assets would not be even 1% of the market value. Every day I am observing this." Unquote. Why the government does not scrap this code, brought at the instance of the lobby of the crony capitalists? Sir, I have stepped into 70 years of my life, and I have never witnessed such skyrocketing inequality between the super rich, middle class, poor, and the marginalized sections of the citizens of our country. If this situation is not brought under control, I am afraid that the days are not too far when country will be gulfed into social upheavals, as some of our neighboring countries have recently undergone. Sir, one second. Yes. Drum beating has started. Drum beating has started about Indo-US tariff agreement. Although details are not yet to be announced, it is claimed by the US authorities that India has agreed to stop purchasing oil from Russia and to import from US and Venezuela. How much cost will rise for agreeing to such proposal? I want to know. If we purchase oil from these two countries in lieu of Russia, government is to reply, why? US says now Indian market will be open for their dairy and agri products, etc. And it has also been hinted that subsidy to farmers that Indian government spends is to be stopped for a competitive market. This surrender, economic expansionism of USA shall have devastating effect on our agricultural sector. The lofty claim of reduction of tariff from 25% to 85% has a different story. Till last year, US tariff on Indian goods was about 3.5%. Now, 3.5% to 18% means 14.5% enhancement than last year. What is this, sir? We have left our time-tested friend Russia and joined hands with the country which all along stood against India and supported a rogue country like Pakistan. This is totally against our national interest. Are we a sovereign democratic republic or a banana republic? Government must clarify about the Indo-US tariff deal. Sir, প্রধানমন্ত্রী সেদিন বললেন যে জনগণের দ্বারা নির্বাচিত 15 বছরের পশ্চিমবঙ্গ সরকার নাকি নির্মম সরকার। নির্মমতার বিভৎস রূপ গুজরাটে দেখেছে সারা বিশ্ব, যার নজির অন্যত্র নেই। দেশের মানুষ আপনাদের আয়না দেখাচ্ছে, দেখুন দেশের মানুষের কাছে, বিশেষ করে বেকারদের কাছে, গরিব মানুষের কাছে, গরিব কৃষক, কর্মহীন শ্রমিক কর্মচারীদেরকে এই সরকার শত্রু সরকার। স্যার अंत में एक कागज
Thank you.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. I am confused.
Already we have taken one more.
Sir, हो गया मेरा सर। अंत में मैं साहिल उद्यानवी जी का एक जो नफ्स है, उस नफ्स से 2, 3, 4 लाइन मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ आपकी इजाजत से। ये नफ्स फिल्म प्यासा में गुरुदत्त जी ने गाया था, मोहम्मद रफी जी का स्वर में। ये महलों, ये तख्तों, ये ताजों की दुनिया, ये इंसान के दुश्मन समाजों की दुनिया, ये दौलत के भूखे रियाजों की दुनिया, ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है?
Thank you.
सर, जला दो इसे,
Thank you.
भूख डालो ये दुनिया,
Thank you.
मेरे सामने से हटा लो ये दुनिया,
श्रीमान राजेंद्र
तुम्हारी है, तुम ही संभालो ये दुनिया।